What's up guys, Garbage Cubey here back with another video, and today I'm going to show you guys the simplest way to solve a Rubik's Cube. Before we get started, I just want to say that solving the Rubik's Cube may seem daunting, but if you take your time, pause the video, and replay the confusing steps, it should be no problem. We're going to solve the Rubik's Cube in an 8-step method. We're going to make a daisy pattern, complete a white cross, finish the white corners, complete the middle layer, make a yellow cross on the top layer, align the yellow cross, correct the locations of yellow corners, and finally, align the yellow corners. A cube has 6 sides and there are 6 colors, so that means that there are 6 centerpieces. A centerpiece is this middle piece here that we see on each side, and it's important to know that this does not move relative to other pieces. So the white side will always be across from the yellow side, the orange side will always be across from the red side, and the blue side will always be across from the green side. The next type of piece we need to talk about is an edge piece. So an edge piece is this sort of middle corner piece with 2 colors that we see between each side, and there are a total of 12 edge pieces. The last type of piece that we'll be dealing with is called a corner piece, and it has 3 colors. We'll see it between 3 sides in the corner, and there are a total of 8 corner pieces. As previously mentioned, the first step in solving a Rubik's Cube is creating a daisy pattern on the top of the cube. Holding the cube with the yellow centerpiece on top, we're going to look at the middle layer for the 4 white edge pieces. When we find a white edge piece, we want to rotate the side that's connected to the non-white color of the edge piece, so that we raise the white side of the white edge piece into our top layer. Once we've added a white petal to our daisy, we again look at the middle layer for another white edge piece. When we find one, we again turn the side that is connected to the non-white color of that white edge piece. We turn this red side up, and we've connected another petal. When we don't find any white edge pieces in the middle layer, we check the bottom layer for white edge pieces. Making sure that we don't disturb a finished petal of the daisy, we move the white edge piece from the bottom layer into the middle layer by rotating the side of the cube that has the white edge piece. Now we insert this petal from the middle layer into the top layer as we did before. If we find a misaligned white edge piece on the top layer, we can simply rotate the side that it's on down so that it's in the middle layer. And now again, we can insert this petal from the middle layer as we did before. So here we don't want to disturb any of the existing petals, so we can rotate the top layer so that we have space to rotate in this new petal. The second step in solving the Rubik's Cube is creating a white cross on the bottom of the cube. Note that we want to complete this white cross such that the white edge pieces have their associated colors aligned with the middle layer centerpieces. Once we have the daisy completed, creating the white cross is quite easy. For each white edge piece on the top layer, we want to align the non-white side of the edge piece with the centerpiece of the same color. For example, this white and orange edge piece. We can rotate the top layer to connect the orange side of that edge piece with the orange centerpiece. From there, we can rotate it 180 degrees and complete part of the white cross. We now have part of the complete white cross. Now we can do the exact same thing with the rest of the petals. Before completing the next step in solving our Rubik's Cube, we need to understand cube notation. Cube notation is simply a way to communicate specific turns of the cube. Note that you should get a general idea of cube notation, but if you find it a bit confusing, that's normal, and it will get more clear later in the video. R refers to the right layer of the cube. L refers to the left layer of the cube. U refers to the upper layer of the cube. And F refers to the front layer of the cube. In cube notation, if we see R, that means we should turn the right layer one turn clockwise. If we see R prime, that means we should turn the right layer one turn counterclockwise. If we see R2, that means we should turn the right layer two turns. It works the exact same way with L, F, and U. If we see L, that means we should turn the left layer clockwise. If we see L prime, that means we should turn the left layer counterclockwise. If we see L2, that means we should turn the left layer twice. If we see U, that means we should turn the upper layer clockwise once. If we see U prime, that means we should turn the upper layer counterclockwise once. If we see U2, that means we should turn the upper layer twice. If we see F, that means we should turn the front layer clockwise once. If we see F prime, that means we should turn the front layer counterclockwise once. And if we see F2, that means we should turn the front layer two times. So we also need to talk about cube rotations. So the y-axis of the cube comes through the top of the cube, like this. The x-axis goes across the cube, like this. So if you complete a y-turn, that is turning the cube around the y-axis, looking at it from the top, clockwise. So a y-turn would look like this. A y-prime turn looks like this. The third step in solving our Rubik's Cube, and the last step in completing the first layer of the cube, is solving the corner pieces. To complete this step, we're going to be using a short set of moves to help us insert corner pieces. It goes R, U, R prime, U prime. To complete the corners on the first layer of the cube, we're going to look for a white corner piece on the top layer of the cube. Once we find one, we want to rotate the top layer of the cube so that the white corner piece is above the corner slot that it needs to go into. So for example, this green, orange, and white corner piece should be between the green and orange center pieces because it's going to slot right in below. Now we're going to use our corner piece insert set of moves to insert this corner. Holding the cube so that the corner is in the front right, we're going to run the set of moves over and over until the corner piece is in the right spot. So here we're going to go R, U, R prime, U prime. And in this case, we actually inserted it in one iteration. We use the same method to insert the three remaining corner pieces. Here we see this white, orange, and blue corner piece on the top layer. We move it to the appropriate slot between the orange and blue center pieces. Then we can use the algorithm to insert this corner piece. We go R, U, R prime, U prime, 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 R, U, R prime, U prime. And now we've inserted an additional corner piece. Then we complete the exact same step for the remaining corner pieces. Again, we're looking at the top layer for a white corner piece and we find this guy right here. So same as before, we're going to bring it between the red and green center pieces because that's where it's going to go. We know that this corner piece is going to be fit into this position here. And then we're going to follow that algorithm. So we're going to go R, U, R prime, U prime, 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 R, U, R prime, U prime. And we've got it in position. Before we move on, I want to cover a bit of an edge case. Sometimes you'll find yourself with no remaining white corner pieces on the top layer, but one or more misaligned corner on the bottom layer. In this case, we can run one iteration of our corner piece insert algorithm to remove the misaligned corner piece. R, U, R prime, U prime. Now, we can move it along the top layer and insert this corner piece into the correct slot. The fourth step in solving our Rubik's Cube is to complete the second layer. To do this, we have to correctly insert 4 edge pieces that fit into the second layer. Look on the top layer and find an edge piece that does not have yellow. Rotate the top layer so that the color on the side of the edge piece is connected to the centerpiece of the same color. Now, there's 2 cases that we can have. Case 1 is where the color on the top of the edge piece is on the right side of the cube. Case 2 is where the color on the top of the edge piece is on the left side of the cube. For case 1, where the top color is on the right, we use the following set of moves. U, R, U prime, R prime, Y, U prime, L prime, U, L. And now we've fixed this edge piece. For case 2, where the top color is on the left, we use the following set of moves. U prime, L prime, U, L, Y prime, U, R, U prime, R prime. And now we fix this edge piece. Once we complete this for all the non-yellow edge pieces on the top layer, we should be done the second layer. However, sometimes an edge piece can be in the wrong spot or orientation in the middle layer. When this happens, remove the incorrectly placed edge piece by replacing it with one from the top layer. So in this case, we can use the right set of moves to insert this orange and yellow edge piece into this spot. We go U, R, U prime, R prime, Y, U prime, L prime, U, L. Now you should have that edge piece available on the top layer of the cube, and you can insert it into the correct location. The fifth step in solving our Rubik's Cube is creating a yellow cross on the top layer. To complete this step, we use a yellow cross set of moves. It goes F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. Note that this set of moves is very similar to our corner piece insert set of moves that we used in step 3. There are 3 different possible cases we can find when we're looking at yellow edge pieces. We can have a line, we can have an L shape, or we can have a dot. Also note that when we're talking about the shapes of edge pieces, we're only looking at the yellow edge pieces. We don't care about corners. So for example, this would be considered a line. When we have a line, we want to rotate the top layer of the cube so that the line is horizontal as opposed to vertical. Then we can use our yellow cross set of moves to complete the cross. So we go F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. And now we've completed our cross. When we have an L shape, we want to rotate the top layer of the cube so that the L shape is in the front right corner. Then, we can use the same yellow cross set of moves. It goes F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. Now we have a line, and can create a cross accordingly. When we have a single dot, it doesn't matter how the top layer is oriented. We simply run the same set of moves. F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. Now we have an L shape and can deal with it accordingly. The sixth step in solving our Rubik's Cube is aligning our cross. This means making sure that the other colors on the yellow edge pieces are connected to the corresponding center pieces. The set of moves that we use to align the yellow cross is R, U2, R prime, U prime, R, U prime, R prime. We'll always have 2 or 4 edge pieces aligned in our yellow cross. Rotate the top layer to find out which edge pieces are aligned. If all 4 of the yellow edge pieces have their corresponding colors aligned, you can skip this step. If you have case 1 with 2 adjacent edge pieces aligned, hold the cube such that the 2 adjacent edge pieces are in the back left of the cube, and complete the aligning the yellow cross set of moves. Remember, it goes R, U2, R prime, U prime, R, U prime, R prime. Then, move the top layer to check for alignment. If you have case 2, with two edge pieces across from each other, it doesn't matter how you hold it. Simply run the aligning the yellow cross set of moves. R, U2, R prime, U prime, R, U prime, R prime. Then you'll find yourself with case 1 and can deal with it accordingly. The 7th step in solving our Rubik's Cube is moving the corner pieces into the correct locations. In this step, we don't care about the orientation of the corner pieces, we just care about the location. For example, we want the blue, red, and yellow corner piece to be located between the blue, red, and yellow side. We're going to need a corner location set of moves. It goes L prime, U, R, U prime, L, U, R prime, U prime. Note that we can have 0, 1, or 4 corners in the correct locations. If we have 4 corners in the correct locations, we can skip this step. If we only have 1 corner in the correct location, we hold the cube so that the correct corner is in the front right. And we run our corner location set of moves iteratively until all of the corners are in the correct locations. So we hold it like this, and we run L prime, U, R, U prime, L, U, R prime, U prime. And just like that, after one iteration, we have all 4 corners in the correct location. In other cases where we have 1 corner piece in the correct location, we might have to complete 2 iterations of the algorithm. Here, holding the correctly located corner piece in the front right, we go L prime, U, R, U prime, L, U, R prime, U prime. And still, 3 corner pieces are incorrectly located. So we run the algorithm one more time. L prime, U, R, U prime, L, U, R prime, U prime. Now, all 4 corner pieces are in the correct locations. If we have no corners in the correct locations, then it doesn't matter how we hold the cube. We simply run the corner location set of moves. L prime, U, R, U prime, L, U, R prime, U prime. Now we have 1 corner piece in the correct location. Holding the cube so that the corner piece that is correctly located is in the front right, we can run the corner location set of moves. L prime, U, R, U prime, L, U, R prime, U prime. Now, all 4 corner pieces are in the correct locations. Once all the corner pieces are in the correct locations, our 8th step is changing the orientations of the corner pieces so that they are in a solved state. For this step, we use a corner orientation set of moves. This set of moves rotates the 2 corner pieces on the right side of the cube. It takes the right-facing side of the corner pieces and moves them to the top side of the cube. It goes R, U2, R prime, U prime, R, U prime, R prime, followed by L prime, U2, L, U, L prime, U, L. The easiest case we can deal with is when we have a pair of yellow headlights on the side of the cube. When we run the corner orientation set of moves with the headlights pointing to the right, we solve the cube. If we go R, U2, R prime, U prime, R, U prime, R prime, followed by L prime, U2, L, U, L prime, U, L, we've solved the cube. There are many different possible corner orientations, but knowing that the corner orientation set of moves takes the right faces of the right corner pieces and puts them on top allows us to problem solve. Consider this case. If we run our corner orientation algorithm with these two corner pieces on the right, the orange side of this corner piece will be moved to the top of the cube, and the yellow side will be moved to the right. Then we'll have yellow headlights, and we can run the corner orientation algorithm once more to complete the cube. So, we run it once, and then we run it again, and we've solved the cube. Consider this case. If we run our corner algorithm, we'll bring the yellow side of this corner to the top of the cube. So, we run the corner algorithm and solve that corner. From here, we'll be able to run the corner algorithm twice, just like in the other example. So that just about concludes this video. If you thought it was helpful, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with someone that you think should learn how to solve the Rubik's Cube. Also, check me out on Instagram @GarbageCuber.